Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/49 County News TV.
Word of prayer and pledge. Dale, you pray for us, please.
And most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day you give to us, Lord. Thank you for all the many blessings that you've given us. Lord, we pray that you'd always be with us, lead and guide us in the decisions that we make. And Lord, we pray that we'd always seek your guidance in everything that we do. We ask these things in thy name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call meeting to order. We don't have to prove the claims in the minutes this week. We need to select the 3 members for the equalization board.
Yes, and next, or Monday, y'all need to nominate 3 individuals, and then the Department of Revenue will select between your nominees and other departments' nominees to be those 3 people that are the County Board of Equalization.
What do we have, is there a certain district that needs one, or just at large over the whole county?
At large,
So we're gonna nominate 3, and they're gonna pick 1 out of the 3.
yes.
So, be thinking of someone if you'd like to have a nomination for a board of our meeting Monday. We need to, do we have to vote on this, or are we gonna vote on this Monday to
Monday,
back to school holiday sales tax?
yes. On the back-to-school holiday sales tax, you can do it for 1 year, or you can do a blanket resolution that will cover from now till the end of time. So that every year when the state does this, that it'll automatically be taken into account.
It's no big deal to do it year to year, I mean, really, whatever, but, you know, we don't know what the future holds. So, that's all on the agenda for today.
Yes. You got the resolution that Mike Shaw is on his way up here to discuss with y'all concerning HRRR.
A little
Say
later.
that again.
Mike is on his way up here. There's a resolution that he needs to go over with y'all concerning HRRR
Okay.
monies.
Well, all right, we'll tarry to sign bills until Ms. Shaw arrives.
Yeah, he called me yesterday, and said at this point, and I said, it'll be fine.
One issue.
Sir, okay, or we,
Pardon me?
when you, go ahead, sir.
Okay. We did a resolution on those, that HRRR project involving those guardrails on those culverts. We've got to do an additional resolution, which I've got here today, and we had to remove one on County Road 52 because there were some structural conditions that would make it work.
I was afraid to, there's nothing there to tie it to.
Yeah, that concrete was really broke up real bad, and it's just.
You talking about the mine and Hill
Yeah.
Bridge, yeah.
Yeah, we did a site inspection with the state yesterday, and it was just pretty much in agreement that don't really need to invest into that one because it's just gonna be not cost prohibitive.
Yeah,
Needs a bridge worse than anything.
Yeah, it needs replacing, you're right, and that's kind of what we concluded, it'd be better off, money would be better off being,
that bridge,
going towards replacing it as
that
opposed
bridge is
to.
settled.
That's right. We pumped concrete under it and still the
Yeah.
rebar's exposed, and it's just probably not the best investment. But with that being said, you know, I just need y'all to adopt a resolution to, in support of building, fixing the others, the 2 on 56 and 1 on 47 and the 1 on 85.
Okay. So,
So anyway,
we'll
got a
go with that
resolution, if I
Monday.
can get y'all to adopt, you want me to do it today, but I'm gonna leave it right up here. And I've got I want you to look at that bid on that truck. You know, you asked me to do a bid,
Yeah.
and I'll give that to you,
This resolution will go on Monday's.
Yeah, that's for those, the 3 instead of 4 bridges. Or,
you can look over it and you can see if
Good deal.
it's what you want.
And I called Curtis today, and he's supposed to be, I found some more trucks for y'all.
Yeah, he told me he was gonna look at those, that'd be good, that'd be good.
is there anything else, Mr. Shaw?
That's all, unless y'all have put any questions y'all might have.
That's all as far as I hear a motion, we adjourn.
Well, let me bring up one other issue, and it pertains probably more to Commissioner Estes than it does the rest of you. We're gonna need to pursue going ahead and getting that pit permitted. ABM has done that. I would recommend that we get, a consultant to assist us in putting that permit together. The fee's gonna be a good bit more, but it is what it is, you know, we got.
Is it Winfield?
Yeah, it's greater than 5 acres, which requires a much more in-depth permit than just the pits under 5 acres. ADM has been out there and reviewed that and is really putting a lot of pressure on us to get that permitted, so we need to go ahead and start that process, which involves Commissioner Estes, like I said, more so than it does the commission, but,
They let it slide on it because it was under litigation.
that's right, it's been under litigation, and it was that way when we bought it. It's not anything the county's done or not done, it's just there's been a lot of issues going on regarding that property, and some of that's starting to settle out now. And, I'd recommend we get Terracon to help us do that, and go ahead and get started on getting that pit permit and getting compliance with it.
What about our FEMA money? Heard anything on that?
Hadn't heard a word, we had talked to Jimmy last week, and he said probably 2 or 3 weeks. You know, we've finished the ER, which is a separate pot of money.
42.
Yeah, I think everybody did a really good job out there, the road looks good, and
Done a good job, I came there a while ago.
pardon me,
You talking about on
Yes.
Woods Creek, that's a good job.
looks good. Everybody pulled together, and it ended up good, we got detailed costs, we should get that money back, and, very, very pleased with what was done. We'll pave it, we'll do the paving, you know, we'll give it time to kind of settle out a little bit, then we'll come in and actually repave the part that was damaged as a result of the repair work. But we're good, got a lot of work,
Amen.
I did hear that they talked with one of the local guys on our old 78 West. I think we're gonna be getting a letter shortly to the chairman allocating us that money, so hopefully we can get that project built this summer.
On what?
The old 78 cut through.
Oh, yeah, the one they went and got the money for.
We had some of the state people talk was that they were trying to get the language just right on the technicality of the name and everything.
What was that, 225?
Not even 260.
Okay.
But, hopefully we can get that done, and working on 14, we may, when the gas tax passed, it created a lot of uncertainty as to how they're gonna transfer from the 533 to the 400, probably gonna be next year, which we want our 533, and we really need a little more, and we may need to go see the director. I gotta make a phone call and find out exactly which direction we want to go in. And then, of course, we've got our priority listing on our other monies.
Is there any way in a short sentence for, the people to know what change is on this and what the county is gonna be the difference in what we were and what we will?
Well, it's about 810,000.
Well, I know, but I mean, we were getting how much?
Well, our budget is around 2 ways, and then y'all's budget's around $15,000 a month.
But what I'm saying is though, the gas tax, what will that change? What, they cut off some of what we were getting there.
What they did was typically counties got a federal allocation of $533,000 per year. Each county received that allocation, and we had to match 20% of it. There's a lot of counties in South Alabama, some of the poor counties that have a difficult time matching that money. And so likewise, what the state did to make it easier, and they have a 13% administrative cost, which that ate up a good bit of it. So what they did, they said, we're just gonna give everybody $400,000, we're gonna take away, it doesn't have to meet federal criteria, and we're gonna let you have that money, but we're gonna keep your 533. We wanted our but I think that's gonna be a year cycle before they start it. It's kind of what I'm hearing people say, because they're really trying to figure out what to do. And we want our 533 because we jumped through all the federal hoops on 14. We've jumped through. We're at the last hurdle, and our plans are in construction. We've met all the design requirements. We've done a tremendous amount of work on those plans, and I'm arguing to let us build this one under the old program, because we can take advantage of it and just $133,000. Understanding they'll still get their admin out of it, and if there's one federal dollar, and another thing that the law said was that if you do have a federal aid balance, you've got to take your money and match it and spend that money. So, and if there's one federal dollar in it, they gotta meet all the federal requirements. So, and it can get complicated, and I know I probably don't understand everything I've said, but, it's somewhat confusing.
So with the 400,000, no red tape, and we don't gotta match it, we get the 400,000.
That's right, don't have to match it. No, now, gotta meet the county road design policy. There are some restrictions, and we've talked about it, we've talked about the county road design policy. So, and we gotta let half of it contract, half of it and we can let that in-house. The state, we'll probably learn a little more about exactly more of the details as we get further along in the process. We've got our conference coming up, the county engineers is coming up in May, and I'm sure we'll learn a lot more about how a lot of this is gonna work.
But we don't have to meet the federal guidelines on this 400,000.
No, do not. We still have guidelines to meet,
Yeah,
just not the federal ones. And of course, there's some other things that we have to meet, but not all the federal. And look, I've done both. It's just like the ST money we're getting on 078. That's gonna be a much easier project for us to we'll let it at the local level. We'll actually take the bids here. We'll prepare the bid documents. We'll do the design, the engineering, and the plan preparation. We'll do all that in-house, and that's gonna save us money alone.
And also make some money.
Yeah. That's one thing. It's like Mr. Cantrell. His salary is paid for as long as he's working on these projects. We're getting his salary reimbursed back to the county. And technically, it's 80% when it was federal, but it'll be 100% now. So we're getting to recoup his costs back through he can charge his time to the project, because we still have to inspect it and make sure it's built to the county road design policy.
Okay.
What about 99, is that still?
99, y'all have established the priorities. I mean, y'all have a right to change them, but 99 I think was number 2. I think county road 14 was number 1, and that's something that y'all voted on as a commission, and that y'all looked at, and we'll talk more about that as time gets closer, as we learn more about all.
What's window right now on patching and pothole patching? And
We're trying to hire some people. We're trying to find a tanker. We need an asphalt tanker. We sold our other one, it was leaking. We tried to have it fixed a couple of times, had it welded. It just, didn't work. We, came to y'all as part of our surplus property that we sold. But we're actively trying to find an asphalt tanker that we can use for storage and get it closer to the job site when we start doing some of our seeding. Just since it's hard to find people for $9 and $10 an hour. It's just hard to do.
Is it part-time or full-time?
Part-time. And we've got that one full-time opening.
seasonal.
We've got that one full-time opening that we've all talked about, and that Curtis and I've done some interviews. We still have a couple more, but I'll be talking with y'all more about that as we get done with that process. but right now, we're looking for some part-time help. You know, we pay $9 without CDL, $10 with CDL. You know, Charles has had surgery, you know, we've had some people out sick lately, and, you know, but we're ready to start. You know, just as soon as we can we got, you know, Kurt's been hunting an asphalt tanker, and we gotta find some people.
You gotta get a truck.
Yeah, gotta have a truck, you're helping us find one with that. You
I know, I think I found some.
We had those from the state that you had looked at, and
They
I
just
had,
ain't turned them in.
yeah.
But them two
Just take
city
it.
guys.
Let me know if you see something we can,
Do you advertise for part-time people?
well, we don't advertise, we just, if you got some people that, you know,
Well, I know, but if you, I just wonder if you put it in the paper,
well, we hadn't, we can, we hate to do that, but we can do that.
well, I mean,
We
if
probably
you
don't have
can't get
to.
any other
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, that, you're
How
right.
many you need part-time?
Probably 2 or 3.
I've got one that's been on part-time hours.
Send them down to us. And if you got anybody, we like for them to fill out an application, we like to get all that information on them, and
Now, we talking part-time, how many hours a week?
59 every 2 weeks.
59 every, in other words, yeah.
So we'll have, it won't be,
So you're gonna have to,
that's right, we'll have to
rotate.
work them, and we can't work them 40 hours a week. We can't do
I
that.
thought it might be seasonal, you can work them for 2 or 3 months, full-time, but it'd still be part-time,
I'll talk
because
to
it's
Scott
seasonal.
about that, we had a discussion the other day about that. That's not exactly what I understood, but I'll clarify that with him.
Yeah, we need to find out who we need to talk to. I asked this question when I was down in class. Nobody could give me a correct answer on this 29 hours.
This came up at the water board the other night.
Nobody
It's
can give you
it's
a.
dictated by your insurance, is what it's.
Well, no, let me tell you what Scott told, what he told. There's some people in Montgomery, he wasn't sure. There's the people that administer this program, he's gonna call and talk to them. It is a little confusing, and it depends on whether you call them seasonal or part-time. I mean, the language has something to do with it, and, but I know he's looking into that. The people that he was gonna talk to were out of town.
See, the reason I like to have them, if you could work them 40 hours a week, part-time, when you're training them on this, when you're training them for patching and stuff, and you get them on a truck, or you get them on a tar truck, or you get them on this equipment, and you train them, but if you can't work them 2 or 3 days a week, then you've gotta have somebody else.
Well,
It's
you gotta have
constantly
three to do
training
two.
people.
It's a scheduling nightmare.
It is.
It's a scheduling nightmare. I agree. Listen, we
I asked this
go
question.
through it, yeah.
Down.
The guy down there in Montgomery that brought it up, then he couldn't answer the
He
question.
couldn't answer my question.
I ain't been able to get a good clear, you know,
I mean, I have not.
you know,
I
I kinda skirted the
He was
issue.
the lawyer over
Yeah,
all everything.
I kinda skirted the issues myself a little bit.
Well, we
He
can't
wrote
answer
the
the
question,
question.
couldn't answer me.
Yeah,
There you go.
Hey, I know of.
we've always gone by
There's a lot of
59
that
hours
budget.
Every pay period.
every 2 weeks, yeah. We've tried to
Okay.
limit it to that, is what we've done.
Is there anything else?
I know a boy that may have a tar tank.
Good.
Greg Markham.
If he's
You
got,
know Greg?
yeah, like Greg used to haul something for us.
Yeah.
If
He's
he-
got, I know he's got 2 sitting there in his yard, so.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we desperately need that, and
Yeah, we use him whenever we
Yeah.
can. He's in my district, right?
Yeah.
On the edge.
but
Okay.
Commissioner, look over that, and
I will.
if I need to make some changes, just let me know.
Did we get the gas pump fixed at the airport?
They were waiting on a part, I think they have been fixed, I haven't actually talked to Jeff since then, you and I talked, but I've got to get down there and take some pictures, you know.
We're losing money.
Yeah, well, yeah, we need them fixed.
Of course, I mean, can't help a breakdown.
Yeah, we had to get a part, and, but I think hopefully they've got that fixed by now.
The same problem that's been with that.
Yeah, that pump.
Bushing in
those
that pump.
bushings, we've replaced a lot of those bushings, and supposedly, he was gonna be able to fix that, you know, cause we had to replace those
Yeah,
bushings.
What's the price of a pump?
I couldn't tell you it'd be expensive.
I mean, is that a
I-
major undertaking to
Yeah.
change pumps?
Yeah, I think it would be.
It's not one of them you put in there and
No,
twist around.
this is a jet fuel pump that, it's very, it's been made.
Totally closed.
Yeah. But I think, from what I understand, if they get this part, it's gonna be able to fix it.
Well,
Airport's doing good though.
that's one.
We're really excited about it. We've got grants in for the taxiway to the T-hangers, and, we got it leased. We got jets flying in and out on a regular basis, and,
Well, that's what I'm saying, we're losing,
yeah.
We need that pump fixed.
Yeah, we do.
Anything else? Don't leave, please.
Okay. Thank
Take a
you.
motion, we adjourn.
I like the motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Oh, likewise. Thank you very much. Very much.
Come back, see us.
Well, here, I'm doing it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/49 County News TV.